There are a couple of things that I can kind of get you started with right now. Down below this video, you'll see a bunch of links, and those links are basically just to get you to kind of to walk through. Directly below this video, you're going to see modules. Now, this is the name that we have for the areas where we keep all of the main ideas. Those ideas will tell you about what you have to do, uh, why we're doing those things. We'll have discussions about that sort of deal, about when you have to do it. So there's some deadlines, things of that nature, how you're going to be able to do those kinds of activities, and then of course where you're going to be graded and how exactly you're going to be graded for each one of those things. Those modules are a great place to start. They'll take you straight to a front page that will tell you everything that you need to know right off the bat. Right below that, you're going to see a section where it kind of helps you and points you into the direction of the resources that you need to get through this online class. Now, the whole class is on Canvas with a few excursions elsewhere. So it's kind of helps you out if you go and you take a look around Canvas, and this page, this resource page, will help you. There's a few other things about that resource page that will be kind of important for you. There's some options that you can get. There's some apps and some software that are all free that you can help get your computer up to speed so that you can be working. And this is my favorite part of the class, there is going to be some, not very many, but some materials that you're going to need to get so that we can do some art projects, so we can have a sort of an intuitive approach to some of these ideas where we're going to actually make something. None of these projects, I want to repeat that, none of these projects, just so that you know, are anything where you have to have skills. They're just something that we're going to do that will help you develop those skills, but they aren't anything where you had to already know how to do animation, or you had to know how to draw, or something to that effect. But you probably will start to get to know some of those things. Just in case you didn't notice, in case you hadn't got that memo, there is no book. There is no book for this class. Everything that we have, all the information, is going to come to us courtesy of open source education. Everything. So anything that you're going to be required to be tested upon, you'll be getting there in that class modules section, and you'll have that responsible for tests, and you'll know all about that in advance, and we'll talk about that, of course, as we go. Below that resource section, you're going to see a communications area where you can see a little bit about me, and just as importantly, ways to get a hold of me. I don't want you to ever feel like you're alone in this class. It is very important that you feel like you're a part of something here with us, because I will teach you stuff, you will teach me stuff, and we will teach all of each other some stuff. So it's important that there are ways to do that. Of course, the first and foremost is, of course, my Southwestern email. You can always do that, especially if there's something you need to talk to me. Maybe you feel a little bit like you need some privacy about that. So that would be the way to do it. But if you have general questions about the class, there is a link to a discussion thread. Use that a lot. Now, we're not going to have to check into every single class time. There's going to be some times when I'll just do some office hours, and I'll sit on that discussion thread, and I'll answer questions. Anything that comes in, I will answer. It'll be there, and I'll do the best I can to keep up with that as fast as possible. Another place that we're going to have that you can have some access to is the student lounge. As I said, there's a lot of the things that we're going to teach each other as we work through this class. And that's going to be the spot where you can talk to each other. I will be there sometimes, try to help out as much as I possibly can. But this is maybe where you ask a question about a due date, or how did you do this, or you maybe got some problem that you're not quite sure about and you want to talk to another student about, that sort of thing. And you'll be kind of required to go there and also help as much as you possibly can there. And we'll talk about that when we get into that orientation section of this class. So that is the main areas that we have. We have that sort of modules area, the resources, and then of course the communication. And then speaking of communication, speaking of getting to know each other a little tiny bit, at the very end of this page, you're going to find our very first assignment. We are going to get together and we're going to put some faces and some names and some ideas together. Each of us, every last one of us. There's going to be our first assignment, and this is important. This is a pretty weighted, graded thing that we're going to need you to do. You'll go on, you'll click that link, it'll take you to a page, it'll tell you how to do this. What you're going to basically do is put a picture, your name, and an art quote. Anything, doesn't matter what it is, but I want to know a little something about how you feel about art now. Right now, before we go in through this class. anything that just sounds about right. Maybe it's something you said, maybe it's something you read, anything like that. As long as you give an attribution, you'll put that together and you'll put it into a place where we can see everybody's version of it kind of all at once. It's called Padlet. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on. This assignment won't be due for a little while, for the first couple of days into class, but it is something that I'd be more than thankful if you kind of got started with. Just because, again, it's really helpful if we know each other just a little tiny bit. We can get so much more out of this class because each of us can help the other one through all of the trials and tribulations and ideas, especially in a time like right now. So again, wanted to welcome you to the class, Art 104, Introduction to Art. My name is Curtis Bracher, and I will see you guys in a very short while.